So, welcome to garblaggames. Tonight we're playing Brindlewood Bay, a dark and cosy mystery game. Inspired by Murder, She Wrote, as well as cosmic horror mystery books and TV shows of the 70s, 80s and 90s. I'm Richard, the Keeper. So let's introduce the group. Roger.
Hi, I'm Roger, and I am playing Bernard, who is a crotchety old Yorkshireman.
Ash.
Oh, good afternoon, dears. I'm Ernestine Abernathy, and I'm playing an ex-shopkeeper who is down with the kids, and I lost my poor husband at sea.
Okay, Janet.
I'm Janet. I moved to Brindlewood Bay to escape my alcoholic husband, who fortunately then drank himself to death. Although having said that, my foster son won't talk to me, and I am an ex-trained medical professional.
Cool. And I'm Nick, and I'm playing Violet, who is a hippie, a hippie baker. She likes baking stuff, and she lost her partner, who was a taxi driver, to a car crash. So I can't imagine he was a very good taxi driver. Actually, we'll see.
Do you make those special cookies? That make
Yes,
you all
indeed.
light and... Oh,
absolutely. I totally do do that.
She should meet our other friend, shouldn't she?
Yes, a former school teacher who left, who's removed from her school duties because she accidentally brought the wrong baking to school for the kids. The one with the extra herbs.
It's an easy mistake to make. We've all done it.
Yeah, I've added cinnamon to stuff I'm not meant to.
The 8-year-olds were interested.
That's funny.
Okay, so a quick content warning. Murder, ritual magic, human sacrifice, and other dark subject matter might come up from time to time, although much of the genre will be generally more light-hearted and possibly a little kitschy. We can have fun, but the characters will probably take it quite seriously. I won't go through the cats thing they have in the book because time. So tonight's case is Frying Tonight. And it is a complexity 6 case, which is related to how we work out whether you've successfully figured out who did it. There is no canonical answer. I don't know who done it. The party have to discover this. There appears to be a delay between my picture on my screen and the picture in the overlay, which is very strange. So, okay. It's evening. You've been to the local Murder Mavens book club because you all belong to a book club. You love murder mysteries. You meet up regularly. You discuss the varying books that you've been reading, including the Amanda Delacour books by Robin Masterson, the Gold Crown mystery books. You had an evening of coffee and cookies or whatever and reading these books and discussing them between you, and you started heading home, and I'm imagining very much that you leave in a large group, and kind of between you head around dropping people off at their homes until the last few people live very close to one another, so the last of you are kind of heading to your home to keep everyone safe, basically. And as you're walking past the local town centre, which is a very Gothic building, quite a large, imposing Gothic building, outside of which is a statue known colloquially as the Ghostly Reaver. And there's a whole ghost story about this statue, sorry. When you all notice, there seems to be something, well, it looks like someone lying at the foot of this statue.
Oh, perhaps he's hurt. I'll go and investigate.
Oh, bugger might
After
be
all,
drunk.
everybody stand back. I have the medical training.
Okay, as you
Let's
approach,
send back Violet and let them do their work.
He's probably pissed.
so anyone who's approaching the statue, as you get closer, there's a definite smell of barbecue. So maybe he's got some food that he got from a local chicken shop or something.
Does
You
my
know.
whippet seem bothered?
Oh, this warm meat smell. Nom nom nom.
Easy, Ollie. Don't get too keen, lad. Probably got a kebab.
Okay.
I
So
should approach the young gentleman and offer the time-honoured ABC. Can you hear me?
okay. Before you get that far, is Bernard getting close or
Yeah, he's probably kind of being pulled along by the dog.
no problem? And how about Violet and Ernestine? Are they staying back or are they getting a bit closer?
I'll hang back with Ernestine for a minute and offer her a
Yeah.
cookie.
Oh, we're just
No.
having a lovely
Please.
conversation about those cookies you baked.
Fresh out of the oven.
Yeah. So as you get closer, the Bernard and Rosemary, this person is not asleep. You're looking down at a burnt corpse, a burnt body, so badly burnt that some of the extremities are missing, probably burnt to ash. The unusual thing is that the ground around the body and the clothes that they are wearing don't appear to be even singed.
Well,
Whoa.
bugger me.
Ooh, Rosemary, what does that smell? It smells delicious.
It's roast long pork.
Turns out he ain't drunk.
No, alcohol may have been imbibed beforehand, but I'm fairly convinced he has not died of an alcohol-related illness.
I think we should probably call police.
What? No, you want to call in Sheriff Dalrymple? He just ruins everything. The first thing he'll do is whinge that we found it before he did, and then he goes on and on about protocols and procedures and. Oh, what's that in his pocket? As I bend down towards the corpse.
No problem. Well, as you're looking at, there appear to be two items in pockets. One in the inside pocket of the jacket, one in trouser pocket. Inside pocket is a notepad, and the other in the trouser pocket is his wallet.
Okay, I shall extract the notepad. Are the
Okay.
pages of the notepad singed, or are they?
Slightly ash. They've got a coating of ash, but they're actually undamaged.
Okay, no. I suspect this will tell us more about the man than the wallet. Although
Well,
Bernard, be a dear and pull the wallet out and see who the poor chap was.
yes,
Yeah,
ID would be good, wouldn't it? If you could
have a
identify
rummage
which
through his
resident it was.
Yeah. And after
Kind
all,
of
no one's called the sheriff yet, so we're
groaning as I lean down. Oh, bloody hell.
I'm starving.
I mean, I don't want to upset one of the children that their father's burnt to death in the street. It'd be horrific.
Yeah,
No.
well, in a minute, when we've ascertained what we need to know, then we'll call in the sheriff.
Okay, so the wallet, basically, you can tell the details within show that this is Kobe Randall, an investigative reporter from Portland in Maine, which is where you are based. You're in Brindlewood Bay, but it's in Maine.
Ugh. What's the city boy doing down here?
Probably looking into something someone didn't want him to.
Yeah, but nothing ever happens in Brindlewood. It's such
Well,
a quiet little backwater.
Tell that to this poor bugger.
I don't think I'll bother. I think he's on. I don't think he's. From the state of his ears, I don't think he's listening any longer.
Rosemary, what does that notepad say?
I don't know. Let me have a look and examine the pages. Is there anything interesting in the notebook?
Yes, these are his notes for an article he's writing, and it would appear that the article is relating to the statue that he is in front of, and the history that is tied to it. So this statue is related to the Reavers, who were a group of pirates who are rumoured to have been the first individuals to find what is now Brindlewood Bay.
So like the founders, but pirates.
Allegedly.
Oh, yeah. There's a legend to that effect. Yeah.
Okay.
That's not, you're related to fisher folk. You should know about the legends more than we do.
Oh, well, my husband didn't like to talk about the legends of the pirate founders. You know, it's always a bit of bad press for this area, wasn't it? You know, we don't want people to know that we were founded by ruffians and, you know, scallywags.
Yeah, but wasn't there a rumour about some treasure being left in Brindlewood or somewhere along the line?
I believe every fisherman's looked for that treasure. I mean, that's, I believe, why poor Denzel went missing in the first place. I don't believe he went fishing.
I'm sorry, darling. Have a tissue.
Thank you, Rosemary.
Yeah, pulls a pocket square at the corpse's top pocket.
Burnt hankies we found on the corpse. There you go.
Is there any sign of where he came from, or if any murder weapons or anything along those lines?
There's no weapons around, but you can examine the body if you want.
Yeah, I'll have a look, see what I think might have caused the injury potentially.
Okay, so there are several types of move, as they refer to them in this game. Day move and night move are very similar, apart from the fact that night moves are more dangerous. This is more, I would say, a meddling move, which is how you search for clues. So, given that you're trying to examine this corpse, I would say that this is probably going to be reason, I would think. So, if you've got anything in your cozy little place you think would be relevant, you can claim it. Otherwise, roll 2d6 and add your reason.
9.
Okay,
Oh,
so
nice one.
yeah, 9 is a success. It's not quite. It's a partial success, so it's not quite a really good success, but that's fine. So checking over the body, you're not medically trained as such, but I believe you were a former police.
Oh, I was.
You're a police officer, so you've got at least some idea. So, appears to be a male. Facial morphology suggests Caucasian. The clothes that they're wearing are shirt and slacks, but they don't appear to be damaged in any way. The contents of the pockets appear to be untouched.
So the guy's burnt, but his clothes are perfectly intact.
And all the
Those are
contents of the
surrounding
pockets
areas.
and the ground it's lying on.
Spontaneous combustion, it's obvious.
A closer examination shows a piercing wound in the mid left side, which appears to have pierced a lung. But it shows that nothing. You also can tell that from your examinations that nothing appears to be melted onto or into the flesh.
Oh, Rosemary, what I've read about spontaneous combustion, generally the person doesn't have a puncture wound in their chest.
Looks like he was stabbed.
Yeah, was he stabbed before or after?
I don't know. I want a doctor.
I'm a police officer,
I don't
not a
think
doctor.
he does. I don't think he
It's not
needs a
forensic
doctor.
scientist.
That's the other side of the border.
There we go.
Mhm.
Is there blood come out of that wound? And how big is it? Is it like a knife or is it like a needle?
I mean, I
or-
probably wouldn't tell that. So
As a police officer, you can tell that the wound is at least an inch, maybe an inch and a half.
so possibly like a
Basically.
kitchen knife type width.
Yeah, you can't tell the depth
Yeah,
of the blow. There is no. The clothes do not seem to have blood on them, but any blood that would have been on the skin when it went up may well have burnt away.
Yeah, but if the clothes are intact and there's no blood on the clothing, that would imply it was a posthumous wound rather than a killing wound.
Either that or someone dressed him up before they dumped him.
Is there a corresponding damage to the shirt?
Did the knife go through the shirt?
So that's something I hadn't actually contemplated.
You didn't ask me. You could have told me this whole thing yesterday and I'd have still forgotten about it.
True, and there is no canonical answer, so it's not like I'm giving away the plot, because it's a mystery.
It's just that if he's got a stab wound,
Yeah,
and he's wearing a shirt, then
I would say
there should be a hole in the shirt.
there is a corresponding hole. Yeah.
And is there any blood around that hole, around the knife?
There is not any blood around the knife cut.
So that was that stab was done after he died, because there's no blood flow.
Yes, that makes sense.
I love things like this.
Is there any
Makes me
trace of where he
alive.
came from?
I mean, within his wallets, I would say there's probably.
Oh, no, I mean, like more immediately. I mean, does it look like he walked here, or like skid marks of like a vehicle or anything?
We could check around the town for any incoming from the any plates that don't match Brindlewood Bay, or he may have come by train.
There's no sign of any cast or swerving or any burnt tires in the ground anywhere near. There's no sign of any dragging, so the body wasn't dragged here. In his wallet, you can there is the receipt for the Albatross B&B.
Okay.
And a ticket stub for a train.
Okie doke. So,
is it a return ticket?
Yeah, for the train ticket, is it coming here or is it booked to go somewhere else?
It's to come here, and there is no. It's a single.
Okay.
But with some, if he didn't think he was going to be a short journey, he could well have just bought a single with the with the thought I'll buy the ticket back when I'm done, rather than buying a return and then.
So he's come from Portland by train. We know he's staying at the Albatross.
We know the Albatross.
Ernestine.
Yes.
Isn't it your cousin's friend that runs the Albatross?
It is indeed, yes, dear. I mean,
so perhaps
that reminded me of that. Oh, my memories are going.
So perhaps we could go over there in the morning and have a chat.
Yes, I'm sure if I sweet talk them, they might even let us into his room.
And Violet could bring some of her excellent cookies.
I will.
So the owner of the B&B, the relative, is Annalise Sweets, who is a frumpy, severe-faced 30-year-old who tends to dress in pearls and knitwear.
Try quote Meg for her. Annalise.
So actually, I have a question. One of you has had either a has had a spooky encounter with or near the statue. So who wants to have had that spooky encounter, and what was it?
Roll D6, highest wins.
Yeah.
1.
2.
2. All my dice. Oh, yeah.
It's a low bar here.
I got a 1 as well.
Okay, Violet.
Me, yes, mine with my 2.
But was it a real encounter or was it a cookie encounter?
Well, I think maybe Violet was under the influence of some kind of,
So it may or may not have been a real.
Well, I think it would have been real, but Violet wouldn't be entirely sure. Yeah, I see these things all the time. So, what's the statue of?
It's of a pirate. It's a
pirate
founders, Violet.
Yeah, pirate. Okay, so Violet would have had this vision of. I mean, you said it's a spooky vision. I think she would have just been chatting away to this pirate, or it would have like called her over at some point. She would have like had a chat with it. With
no worries. So as you're looking, you're sort of standing there, sort of probably partially propped up with Ernestine, depending on how much tea you've drunk and how many cookies you've eaten. And whilst you're kind of leaning there, did that pirate just wink at you again?
Oh, yeah, I'll without dropping Ernestine, if we're half propping each other up, I'll edge over towards closer towards this statue and see probably just like have a discreet, hey, how's it going?
You okay, dear?
Sure. See this fella here?
Oh, I mean, I'm guessing it's more than one person. It's a group of pirates, isn't it?
No, it's a single pirate.
It's a single pirate. Does it have a name?
It just says it's a plate saying the Ghostly Reaver.
A Reaver.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
I
Hey, Mr. Reaver.
just realised, Jan, I forgot to do the thing that we were going to do in the beat, which I would normally do, which is the opening scenes where you see everyone doing their cozy activities. Never mind. It's a thing. The game normally starts with you. It's almost like the opening cutscene, the opening theme with music, and then you see each person doing their thing. Too late now. Never mind. Okay, so what do people want to do? So you two have been looking at the body. You two have been standing back. So we've gotten past that point. What do people want to be doing?
Well,
I can't see why we can't go to the Albatross Inn now. It's only late evening.
If we want to do it before that copper has a look, we better do it now.
Yeah. What time is it now, Richard?
It's probably getting on for 8:45, 9 o'clock in the evening.
Oh, let's go and visit Annalise.
Yeah.
Now, shall we go and visit Annalise, or shall we head that way and call the sheriff on our way so that
Actually, call them after we've poked around.
Why don't we call the sheriff from the Albatross?
Yep.
After we've had our chat.
because you know what he's like. He'll start having a pop at us, meddling again.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
If he did his job properly,
it's not our first rodeo with the sheriff. We all know what he's like.
Bloody useless.
Mm.
So
bureaucratic pen pusher who seems to think that we have no right investigating, quote, his crimes.
So do people want to do some investigations here, or are you going to head straight to the B&B?
I mean, I'll have a quick examination of the statue around there, just see if anything is like, different to how I remember it and stuff like that.
Sure.
If there's anything that.
Again, this is going to be a meddling move, so that's again probably going to be reason. I would have thought.
5, 6, 7, 8 plus reason 9.
Okay, so again, this is a success, but it's not it's a partial success. However, Bernard was largely looking at the body, and that was the partial success. He got literally what the body was. Looking around, you do a bit of investigation just out of sight on the pedestal of the statue, behind one of the feet. You find a discarded candle from lying near the statue. It's partially melted. It has been lit not a massive amount of time ago, and there's something off about the candle. It just doesn't feel like a normal candle. It feels a bit strange to the touch.
What color is it?
It's a.
Is it a black candle or is it your regular white candle?
It is neither. It's more of a tan colour. More of a
yellow.
Okay.
Yeah, yellow sort of colour. Yeah.
Well, okay. I'm a little bit dubious, but I'm going to pocket it. Take that carefully. I'll carefully pick it up in a hanky, so just in case there's fingerprints on it.
No worries. I will point out something to Roger, who may or may not have thought about it, because I'm a kind ref. You probably have the equivalent of dog poo bags, which are also very good at doubling up for evidence bags if they haven't been used.
I'll get one of them. Bernard, give me one of your bags, please. What's it called? What's your dog called?
Ollie.
Yeah.
Ollie.
One of Ollie's bags.
I need one. Don't
Well,
mix it up. Not a used one, a new one.
Violet, what have you found, dear?
I found this candle. Look, don't touch it though.
It's a strange colour, isn't it? It's like a tan.
It is. Does it have a smell to it?
It's quite pungent.
Yeah.
You don't think it's made of animal fat, do you, or something? One of those weird candles, alternative fuel sources and all that.
I don't know. That's why I don't want to touch it.
So what is Ernestine doing apart from looking at the candle?
I'm just looking at the candle. I'm ready to go see Annalise and try and investigate this man's room once everyone's finished what they're doing.
Sure, no problem. Is Bernard doing anything else?
Yeah, I was gonna let Ollie have a bit of a sniff around.
Okay. So again, we'll
Ollie,
treat
what
we'll
do you
treat that
smell
again
of?
as a meddling move. So that again will be reason. There's not really a awarenessy type thing here.
That's a 10.
Okay. Yeah, that's a full success. So although the smell of this unfortunate gentleman is quite full in Ollie's nose and quite distracting, he does smell something else that's a little more acrid, and he kind of leads you off. You follow him to some of the topiary that's not far from this statue. Basically, it's like a half circle of bushes around where the statue is, and underneath one of the bushes is an empty jerry can.
I will pull the jerry can out and have a sniff to see if it's had petrol in it.
It has had some kind of
Gasoline.
accelerant. Yeah.
Can I tell what?
Probably gasoline, but it smells slightly more. There's a bit more of a tang to it, so maybe one of these biofuels or something.
Ooh. This could have been used to set the poor bugger alight, although his clothes seem perfectly fine.
Yeah, I'm not sure you use an accelerant if you were to spontaneously combust.
I think it's unlikely that you just combusted.
Unlikely, but it does happen. Don't you remember in that mystery book, the old guy in 1874 sat in his
Aye.
armchair, burned up, in a locked room. They never found out who did it.
Rosemary, this isn't exactly a locked room, is it? It's by a statue with a candle that has a flame on it and a man possibly covered in gasoline. So
Yeah, but if he was covered in gasoline, would his
he's
clothes
also been stabbed.
would his clothes not have gone up in flame? Unless
Well,
you're
maybe it
suggesting they
was-
redressed him afterwards.
Or maybe they did to trigger us into thinking of spontaneous human combustion.
So is Rosemary doing anything else?
Just bewailing the fact of my colleague's lack of medical intellect.
Okay, no problem. So unless anyone else wants to carry on doing anything here, I think we can fade to you arriving at the Albatross. Everyone happy with that?
Yeah.
Yep.
No problem.
What time is it now?
Well, I think we said about 8:30, 9:15 that you got there. It's probably taking you 15, maybe 20 minutes to examine and find your clues. So it's about 9 o'clock now, and it's probably another 10, 15 minutes to get to the Albatross.
It's only over there. It just takes us that long to walk there.
During the
That's
night, you
road.
can enter any place you wish and move about freely. Once you're inside, as long as you don't do anything that's hostile to any people who might be there. So does that mean we can just go into the Albatross?
It basically, yes, you have the skills to get into someone else's property without knocking on the door and getting them to let you in.
Well,
maybe save that in case we get to somewhere that's shut. Your
Annalise,
friend might
maybe-
let us in anyway.
I mean, we can talk to Annalise. She's a bit of a grumpy bitch. We call her.
I'll give her a cookie. She'll mellow right out.
No problem.
Hey,
So you head towards it. It's, I say, 10, 15 minutes or so, or thereabouts walking. It's quite a nice, crisp night. So it's quite. In fact, now that you're away from the body, it's the crispness of the air is actually quite invigorating and sort of clears some of the gack that's in the back of your throat. And you arrive at the Albatross, which is an austerely clean and plain-looking building perched on the cliff overlooking the bay.
I'll go in and talk to Annalise, and I'm sure she'll slip us the key if we speak to her nicely.
Well, did Charcoal Matey Boy have a key on him?
He would have had, yes.
There we go.
Oh, he's got a key. Oh, well.
Yeah,
he
doesn't
had
need it anymore.
he had a key. He no longer has a key.
We didn't find a key, did we?
Somebody found a key.
Yeah. I think Jan's sort of suggesting that perhaps there was a key and it's now in someone else's purse.
Yeah, I was going to say we didn't find it.
So, as in her purse.
Dog's got it in his mouth.
I did a thorough examination of the body. And
Well, if we've got...
I'm pretty sure the sheriff doesn't need a room key to tell him who the person is. We've left him the wallet. What more does he want?
Well, I'll talk to Annalise and I'll try and find out what room and what floor Toby... Was it Toby Randall?
It was Toby.
Toby. Quoting up.
Toby. Okay.
Yeah.
As in like the beef. Toby beef. Okay.
So never, you go to the door, you knock or press the doorbell or whatever, and Annalise comes to the door. I say, frumpy, severe-faced, dresses older than she actually is. Oh, what are you here for, Ernestine? It is late at night. I have customers.
Oh, Ernestine, that's not a way to greet a family member, is it? I know we're distant relatives, but come on. I'm here with my friends. One of our... We've been dealing with an investigator called Kobe Randall, and he was supposed to meet us tonight, and he hasn't turned up, so we're just wondering if he's in his room.
Okay.
He's on, the famous pirate founders, and,
Here, have a cookie. I'll offer a cookie.
Okay. This sounds to me like you're trying to convince her to do something that she wouldn't otherwise do. Now, I would say this is going to be a night move. Night moves are inherently more dangerous than day moves, because of the general darkness of the night type stuff.
Okay.
It's going to be a presence check. So with this, you're doing something risky or facing something that you fear. Name what you're afraid will happen if you fail or lose your nerve. So what do you think is going to happen if you fail to convince her or you lose your nerve?
What's going to happen to me?
Yeah.
You'll be off the Christmas card list, that's for certain.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd just be worried that she shouldn't trust me anymore. Because I'm trying to deceive. So yeah,
Now,
I think she would probably negative opinions about me if I'm lying to her to break into someone's room.
Sure, no problem. So the way this works is you tell me what it is and I tell you how much worse it is than you fear. Okay. So if you fail to convince her, yes, she will have a lack of trust for you, but she'll also slam the door in your face.
Okay, well, I kind of presumed that would happen.
So you can choose now to either go through with it and roll the roll presence, or decide to back down and do something else. So your call.
I'm gonna go for it.
No worries.
Go on.
I'm just trying to see if I can use any of my cozy little places to help.
Yeah.
How can I use quilting supplies? I'm sure I got a loose thread or a button.
Quick.
Here's a quick duvet made for you.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, there's. Don't forget. You can. It doesn't have to be a specific. And because I'm a quilter, I happen to have a needle at this point, so I'm going to prod her while I'm trying to convince her. You can use your quilting as a.
Conversation.
That's
made
last Christmas. You're so
I was going to say,
inspired.
That's what I'm going to use. I'll just say to her, Annalise, the patchwork quilt I've been making for you and your family is nearly complete. Obviously, I've forgotten to bring it over today, so will it be okay to drop by again tomorrow just to drop it off to you? There you go.
Okay, so that's the thing you're going to try to use as a assistance to your dice roll.
Assistance, yeah, because I've made her a patchwork quilt and I'm going to drop it off tomorrow.
No problem. So that gives you advantage. tick off that item from your cozy little place.
Oh,
and,
that'll be my cruelty disguise.
yeah,
That's fine.
and that gives you advantage, which means you roll 3d6 and pick the best
Okay.
2, and then add that to your presence.
Okay. So I got 6, 5, 1, so I'm gonna take the 6 and the 5.
Yeah.
Nice.
What's that? 11.
Yeah.
I got
plus-
0 in present, so it's just
Okay.
11.
No problem. So it's a success.
Oh, thank God.
Okay. So, that's lovely of you, Ernestine. Yes, that will work really well on my spare bed. Come in. You say Mr. Randall was meeting you here?
Lady standing outside. Yes, you know,
It's freezing out here.
Come in, dears. Come in, and Bernard. You don't mind if Ollie comes in, do you, Annalise?
As you're saying that, she's looking with some confusion to begin with, and then morphing on into sort of not quite disgust, but distaste, because I believe your dog is actually a ferret.
Oh, is it?
No, it's a skinny dog. It just looks.
It's a whippet.
Yeah, no ferret, he's a whippet.
It's a proper
Ferret, whippet.
Go on,
Is it
go on,
a-
Ollie. She clearly likes dogs,
Yeah.
and Ollie is going to go and basically start licking her.
She is
Oh, no.
dodging the whippet.
What else you think? I was like,
It's not quite a dance, but she's basically moving her feet out of the way, and so Ollie's kind of trying to follow her around. And
It's all right, it's keeping her busy.
Yeah.
Annalise, isn't Ollie delightful? He's so friendly. Can I be with us after our book club to discuss about the pirate founder? You know, the Ghost Weaver. Because you know we elderly people know about his legends and stuff. And yes, he didn't turn up, so we just wondered if he was in his room. You don't mind if we just pop up, do we? Because he did give us his key.
that's I shall have to have words with Mr. Randall. That's against the my rules. Okay, well,
Oh, we didn't mean to get him into trouble.
It's just,
Don't
Such a lovely gentleman.
you know, he said we could meet him.
Well, I suppose he wouldn't be trying anything funny with yourselves. She says, with an obvious intimation towards something a little more smutty, shall we say? So,
Too old for that. He's a hot guy, but I'm too old for that.
room 12.
Seen really?
Room 12, thank you, Annalise. And I'll see you tomorrow. Probably in the morning.
Wonderful. Could you keep that thing under control, Mr. Bernard?
Bernard, yes.
Bernard.
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 Bernard or Bernard.
Ollie, heel, and Ollie come running back over and kind of sit next to me.
No problem. So as you start moving that way, Roger, what can you see in this B&B that belies the straight-laced reputation that the Albatross has?
The what reputation, sorry?
Straight-laced.
I suppose it would all be perfectly clear, relatively austere in terms of decor. Maybe the odd single painting on the wall of perhaps a slightly more patriotic figure rather than the pirate that the town's more associated with.
Okay. So you head up this quite narrow set of stairs, and you get to the first floor. 3 rooms on this floor, and room 12 is basically to the right. So to the left is room 11, 12 to the right.
Okay, who's at the front of the group of us?
Oh, lead, I suppose, as I'll be leading.
Okay, I hand the key forward to Dash, to Ernestine.
Sure.
Oh, thank
So-
you, Rosemary.
It's an old style Chubb type key. Not massive, but chunky.
I do hope we solve this
Key itself
mystery
wasn't so
quickly.
chunky,
'Cause
but it was a
I've got
6-foot piece of
quote
wood
to
it was
make
attached
tonight.
to.
I'll open the door, and I'll probably just open the door and let you 3 go in first, and then come in behind you and close it.
Sure. So the room itself is again pretty austere. There's a bed, there's a bedside cabinet, there's a chair, there's a wardrobe, sort of, in as much as it's the frame of a wardrobe with the pole to hang your clothes off of, and kind of a raised section. So the floor of the wardrobe is there as part of the frame, and that's where he's kept his. That's where he's put his suitcase. On the bedside cabinet, some basic personal effects: alarm clock, probably some kind of earplugs or whatever it is that he uses.
Ladies and gents, I know we've got to be thorough, but please put everything back where it should be. I don't want to get Annalise into trouble. I know she's a bit of a grumpy monkey, but to a family.
I agree with that, but I mean, Christ, you could have put a picture up at least. I've seen more amusements on the walls in a monk's cell.
I think this place is more famous for the view, Rosemary.
I look out the window and say there is no view.
The B&B is perched on the edge of the cliff, so it's looking down into the bay.
Yeah, and
this is a car park view.
And I am fully aware that this is dark because this is night time. So therefore, my answer of there is no view looking through the window at 10 o'clock at 9 o'clock at night is perfectly valid.
You can see the lighthouse, Rosemary.
So pretty.
Okay, so what are you doing?
Is it just one room? Is it? I guess it's a room and an ensuite bathroom or something. Or is it just one big room?
It's a B&B. You think you're expecting an ensuite?
It's a single room, but there's a bathroom on this floor, a toilet on this floor, I should say.
Right. Okay.
Oh, so there's no bathroom in here. Just a bedroom.
Bernard, be a darling. Pop the latch on his little valise, will you, sweetie?
How many more times, love? It's Bernard.
Yeah.
And then I'll pop the latch.
Okay.
So, what do we have? Anything exciting?
Okay, so you pop this latch. Bear with me just 1 second. And
you mean he hadn't padlocked it in his room in the B&B? He left his suitcase open.
It's a basic suitcase. It's nothing massively amazing. You know, it's literally it's probably one of these like the one I've got. So on wheels with a extendy handle. So
I'm going to say, sweetie, and as you hold it up, the rest of the group are not going to know what your suitcase looks like.
Yes, especially given that I've got the background blurred, and I currently got.
I get it. Extendy handle. I get what you mean.
Basic suitcase.
Yeah.
It's the sort of thing that Argos sell for 30 quid, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's good for taking role-playing game books to conventions, which is my main use. So in this suitcase, there are some spare clothes, mostly a whole bunch of slacks and shirts. There's one or two sort of light jackets.
Question to how many pairs of trousers?
He has 3 pairs of trousers plus the ones he was wearing.
And how many shirts?
About a week's worth.
He probably has 5 or 6 shirts.
He was planning a long stay then, because at least
a week,
one shirt a day, and to be honest, most gentlemen do not tend to think that one pair of slacks and one pair of spare in case I have an accident.
And there's 5 pairs of socks and 5 pairs of budgie smugglers.
He was planning on being here for at least a week.
In
my estimation, because otherwise that is just overpacking.
There's also a couple.
In my experience, men do not do.
Is there anything around the room that would indicate why he was here?
I mean, you've got the pad that you took off of his body.
Yeah.
There are a couple of other pads in the suitcase, but they're empty, as well as several spare pens. There's a laptop cable and a USB stick.
But no corresponding technology?
Correct.
Laptop.
We'll take the USB stick, though.
Yeah, but where's the laptop?
Well, I was going to say he must have a laptop, mustn't he, if he's got a charger?
Exactly. So where's the laptop? It wasn't with the body and it's not here.
Is there anything in the rest of the room, like a desk
like
that we can
under the
search
bed
or
or something, yeah.
sneak under the mattress, anywhere else?
There's no desk, but you can look under the mattress. There's a bedside cabinet type thing. There's a chair, so you can
Well,
absolutely
Just
look
carefully
around.
search everything and make sure we
Yeah.
put
Yeah.
everything back exactly
Right,
as
let's
it was.
lift this mattress up.
Help!
All together now.
Bernard, is there anything underneath the mattress, Bernard?
Okay, so this is going to be a meddling move. So can I have from everybody a reason roll?
Everyone.
Everybody, anyone who's doing this.
2, 4,
9.
7, 8, 9. I got 9 as well, yeah.
10.
Fail.
Okay, so everyone succeeded apart from Jan, yes?
I got 9, so that's a partial succeed, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you want to, Jan, you can put on a crown, which is probably most likely it's going to be the crown of the Queen. Crown of the Void is more the dark conspiracy type stuff. If you want to, you can put on the crown, mark and narrate one of the options within that, and then that will increase your difficulty, so your success level from where you've rolled it one level up.
That would not help.
As in from a failure to a success.
No, I'd go from a failure to a lesser failure.
No, as in it increases a fail to a success, not
Yes,
like +1 to the dice roll.
Yeah, so if you narrated a flashback of your fondest memory related partner, it just means you pass.
Yeah, it would be a partial success, but it would be a
Yeah.
success nonetheless.
I'm not sure any of those would actually.
It doesn't matter. These are just, you put on the crown, and it doesn't have to be right this moment, but you can have a flashback to something, and but you found this thing, whatever it might be. It's up to you. You don't have to.
Okay, I will put on a crown, and I have a flashback to a time when my son was my foster son was being particularly secretive, and I remember how he used to hide things. And so, although my friends have checked the bed and the bed space, I go back and re-examine the mattress at the top end, at the headboard, where people tend to not trouble it so much. And my memory of my son using that as a hidey hole. And so I pull the mattress down the bed a little, lift it up, and find a slit cut into the top of the mattress, which will be hidden by the headboard, and find this hidey hole. And what do I find in the hidey hole?
Okay, in the hidey hole, you find a half destroyed Polaroids saved in a sandwich bag.
I pull these out from the hidey hole and hand them to Violet to look after.
Sure.
Look what I found.
And Ernestine, while you're searching, you find a crumpled piece of paper, basically behind the wardrobe type area, and this has hastily scribbled occult symbols. Bernard, you find a page torn out of a notepad with a preliminary article suggesting that the stories about the ghostly reaver are false. And as Rosemary is pulling this sandwich bag out and handing it over to you, Violet, you spot there's another photograph that seems to be either it's fallen out this little sandwich bag, or it was separate. You see a photograph of it's an old photograph, so probably a good 10, 20 years ago, of a young man holding a knife, holding a blade.
Okay. Cool.
Do you think that gentleman is Kobe?
Well, I don't know Well, yeah, we've seen him. Does it look
Yeah, we
like
know what he
20
looks
years
like,
younger
we've got his
Kobe?
Oh, he was
ID.
burnt.
Well,
Yeah, yeah.
we've
Oh,
seen
yeah,
him
got
to
photo
the
ID.
effect of a skeleton, although
On his driver's
Bernard
license. or
did
whatever it was,
see
Yeah,
yeah.
his ID.
driver's
Yeah,
license.
I've
Yeah,
seen his
we've got
one.
his
Yeah,
ID.
from his ID could well be a young Kobe Randall.
Cool. Mm.
Well,
Oh,
I think
look at.
I,
Do any
I
of
would,
you recognise these symbols? They look very satanic or demonic or something, don't they?
You sure it's not just German?
Oh, it's
Bernard,
Russian.
you and your hatred of the Germans.
well, I would like to suggest that I will remake the bed and fold the bottom sheet into perfect hospital corners and slide it back into position as though the bed had never been touched.
Nice.
I'm assuming none of us recognise the symbols.
That's what I'm
No,
laughing at.
no, it's just, you've not really delved that deeply into the dark conspiracy. In fact, you're not really aware of it per se as your characters.
Maybe we
It's-
should.
That got some kind of weirdness, but I don't recognise it from the Bible classes I attended.
What about
maybe
the other
we-
photos in the sandwich bag?
Yeah,
What are
they're
they
there,
of?
aren't
they all seem to be old. I mean, these are all Polaroids, so they all look sort of 80s, 90s kind of
70s.
photographs. Well, 70s, yeah. But you only got little snapshots, little bits. Most of it appears to be some photographs of local architecture or architecture similar to
Okay.
the architecture you got here. There are a few which are body parts, and by that I mean as in probably a photograph of a person, and there's only a small amount of that person
Okay.
showing because of the
Oh,
burnt nature.
Separated from the body.
Okay.
Of the
I'm
burnt
guessing-
of the burnt nature.
Sorry,
Did you say the burnt nature?
the Polaroids are
Yeah,
half burned, so
Oh, right,
because
okay.
they're half burned, you're missing some of the picture.
Guessing there's
You
nothing
might just see
around.
like an arm
Yeah.
and a shoulder, and the body's
That's
burnt away. 'cause it-
that's weird. Why are these Polaroids burned? And the body is burned. Is there some kind of a connection there?
Guessing there's nothing around that would indicate where he's been or where he was going.
All of these photographs seem to be quite old, so
No, I
none
meant
of the
in the room rather than
Oh, I see.
photographs.
There's a
It's bedside
pa-
cabinet, wasn't
on the bedside cabinet. There is a pad that's got a couple of numbers scribbled on them.
Are
On
they
it, sorry,
phone numbers or addresses?
phone numbers. Yeah.
Okay. I will make a note of those phone numbers.
Are they numbers written down, or is it an impression in the paper where a sheet's been taken away?
No, it's written. It's just written on the
Is
pad
it-
that's been left there.
Is the area
Just
code of
take
the
the
numbers
page. Just take
like
the page.
are these numbers like Brindlewood Bay numbers? Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? They've got like
Yeah.
our area code.
It's
So-
a really long shot, but can I check my book of other people's wives' phone numbers and just see if any of them
I'm
match?
gonna check my
with
book
this.
of parents' phone numbers.
Yeah, come on.
Okay, yeah,
I just think,
no
look at
worries.
this.
I don't
Let's
see
get
any
our
reason.
books out.
I do not see any reason why both of these ladies could not check the phone numbers.
No.
Because
Yes, of course.
because they could either or both could be correlating.
Yep.
You know,
Um,
there's nothing wrong with you both knowing people under different circumstances.
yeah. So there are the numbers that you've got. There is one person. There's a Chelsea Skull. This is probably someone that Ernestine knows. She is a statuesque blonde who looks to be in her early 20s, but she's been looking after the art of Brindlewood for 30 years. And you know her from an adopted child that occasionally you end
I
up
know,
having to.
and we know she's had work done. She denies
What
it,
does she
but
look
come
after, sorry?
on.
Adopted
Uh,
child.
She's got an
Yeah.
adopted child, and you occasionally.
No, you said
have-
that she looked after something.
Oh, sorry, Brindlewood, the art of Brindlewood Bay.
Okay.
So she's the
Yeah.
curator of town art.
So like a museum. Yeah.
Okay.
Brindlewood Bay.
Another person who is probably you've got the number. It's in your book, Violet, but it's actually for the wife of this person. There's a
Okay.
Gordon Hobbs and his wife.
Okay.
Gordon was in the military, left. His wife is called Annabelle. Gordon is a local tour guide, and this is probably more him because she doesn't really do much with the phone.
Sure.
She's
I mean, I can understand why he might have called Chelsea because, she does look after, create the art of Brindlewood. And I'm sure there's many paintings of the Ghost Reaver, so he's probably just calling her for information. But I mean, that's another lead, I suppose.
and there is a third number that doesn't match. Is in neither of your books.
Okay.
Okay,
We
so-
write that down somewhere so we can take it with us.
Yeah. I'll write
I'm
it
going
in
to
my
take one of the
book of
notepads
wives
from his
numbers.
suitcase and a
Oh, yeah.
pen. Write down the number.
Yeah,
Okay.
taking this.
I'm a proper detective now. I have a notepad.
No worries.
I'm sure he won't miss that.
So,
You
are you
said
doing
that.
anything else while you're there?
quick check,
Yeah, we've searched everything, I think. Again,
quick rootle through his soap bag.
Okay.
Just
Are
check
you
it.
looking?
Just seeing if there's anything in there that would strike me as being out of the ordinary, aside from the traditional deodorant, soap, razor kind of thing.
No, all the standard stuff. There might be a couple of packets of Trojan in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In Brindlewood Bay, he was open, wasn't he?
Yeah.
No,
I
given
think there's a woman under 40 in Brindlewood Bay.
aside from let's face it, the vast majority of us here is over the 60 mark.
There are youngsters. So not a massive amount of them, but there are youngsters.
Yeah, there are a few, but let's face it, did it not say above the sign to the Brindlewood Bay Abandoned Hope, or ye who enter here?
Perfect.
Cool.
Okay, so you're in the room. You've been doing some investigation. You found those numbers, and you've discovered who they belong to, or at least who two of them belong to.
I would like to suggest that perhaps we vacate, head back to Bernard's house because he's the closest one to where we are.
I mean, maybe on the way out we could ask Annalise when he arrived.
Yeah.
About this time, there is the doorbell goes.
Roll of the whole building, not of this room.
Yes, of the bed and breakfast.
Okay, get out of here. Hobble out.
Quick, ladies and gents, let's get out of here. Oh, I wonder who's here.
As you start
Look out the window
move
of
into
Kobe's room.
Move to the hallway.
Yeah, Kobe's window, I think, looks over the back
The view,
over the cliff. Yeah,
unless it's a boat.
There's no one out there.
But as you head out and you start heading towards the stairs, you hear the distinctive sound of Sheriff Dalrymple.
Oh, goodness.
Fire escape?
Yes, good idea.
Okay. Not my first time.
Yep.
And he's speaking to Annalise. I understand Mr. Kobe Randall was staying here. Yeah. Is there something wrong? I think some of his friends are supposed to be meeting him here.
Shit.
Yeah, I'm afraid something's happened to Mr. Randall. I'm afraid he's been killed. And the look on her face, actually, you can't see the look on her face, but the sound of her voice is one of shock. Oh, but he paid through the week.
Yeah, definitely here for a week. 7 days.
So, can we talk? I just in case you know anything that might be pertinent. I questioned a tramp that was over there, but he was useless. Sure, and you hear her take him off into a secondary area, probably her personal area within the B&B.
So, well, should we leg it out the front door or the fire escape?
I'll go for the front door.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you
Okay.
trying to go out without being noticed, or are you just leaving?
We're not stomping down the stairs like a herd of elephants,
Mhm.
but
think it'd be
we're
Hastily,
crawling
but
either.
quietly.
Yeah. So that we have sort of plausible deniability if he should come out and see us. We'll just be like,
Yes.
oh,
yeah,
yeah, we were just.
Oh, he
didn't wanna
wasn't in his
wake
room.
everyone up.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, he wasn't there. Oh, what a shame.
Okay. So you're trying. You're just walking. You're trying not to be noticed, I think is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
Would
If we
rather
can
not
get
have
away
to
with
talk
it.
to the sheriff. Yes.
Okay. So again, I think we'll do this as a night move.
Okay.
So this will be say this is going to be a composure roll. So what do you think is the worst thing that would happen if you
That he
fail?
sees us and we have
Get
to talk to him.
arrested.
So
Well-
he sees them, and we can't come up with some good bullshit as to why we're there.
It would have to take us in for questioning, I suppose, would be the worst thing.
Nah, he doesn't normally bother. He normally looks at us, swears a lot, and then goes, "Oh,
Mm.
fuck off, you lot."
Yeah.
Okay, so roll your composure.
2,
Oh, excuse me.
3.
9 again.
I got 5.
8, 9.
I had 6 in total.
12.
Okay, so Roger and Ash, or Ernestine and Bernard, would you like to put on a crown, or are you gonna?
Yeah, because I don't want to talk to him. Oh my God.
Yes, let's have a look.
A scene in the present day showing how you satisfy your physical desires.
I dare you.
Oh, look at the shape of that soap.
I will have a flashback of my fondest memory of my late partner,
Okay.
which is we sat at home in front of telly when I found out that my cheating ex-wife, only gone and got herself killed. Couldn't help but have a chuckle. Cheating bitch.
Oh, rough.
There's a flashback of Ernestine in her kitchen with like a giant bowl of ice cream. And she looks around and there's no one there, and she just shoves her face in it, eating it to satisfy her physical desire.
No worries, no worries. So you all managed to make your way down the stairs. There's a brief moment when Bernard and Ernestine kind of almost collide as they're both having flashbacks, but as that kind of almost ricochets them out of the way of the thing they were about to bump into, or
You gave me a shiver there.
is this the start of something beautiful for Bernard and Ernestine?
Oh,
So no problem. You make it to the bottom of the stairs, and with the 12 plus, you actually get something a little bit more. So, as you're getting to the bottom of the stairs, Rosemary, you can smell. It starts off being a bit strange. It's like a smell of fresh smoke and the sound of crackling flames. But looking around, you can't see any sign of fire. Specifically, this is called a void clue, which is not relevant to this event, this mystery, but it's related to the dark conspiracy that's going on. So it's kind of something weird.
well, burning, yeah.
Yeah, you smell the smoke and the sound of crackling flames. There's fresh smoke and crackling flames noises, but there's no flame.
Coming from inside the building.
The only one to smell it is Rosemary.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
Because she rolled a 12 plus.
Okay.
Rosemary, you okay, dear?
Yeah, I don't know. I just thought I smelled burning again, but
Oh dear, you're not having a stroke, are you, dear? Quick, check the face.
Again.
No, I'm fine. It was just a momentary lapse. So something tickled me.
No problem. I'm going to presume that happens after you leave the building.
Yes.
We carefully sneak down and then start having a loud conversation.
Conversation about her having a stroke.
Yeah.
She smell burning toast.
So,
So
as, you,
stupid.
as you get to the bottom of the stairs, you do hear the muffled conversations between the sheriff and Annalise.
And I
but-
think we should GTF.
Yeah.
Mm.
As I say, Bernard's house is closest, so let's go over there and regroup.
No problem. So you make your way to Bernard's. It's not massively far. You weren't far. It was probably another 5 minutes. So the 10, 15 minutes that you were traveling plus another 5 in a slightly different direction as you went sort of off on a tangent to the Albatross B&B. Tell us about Bernard's house.
So Bernard's house, he's got, as you walk in kind of the living room area, he's got quite a big living room, very big, comfy leather armchair, and some other chairs scattered around the room that clearly nowhere near as used, with a fairly big TV in there, there's pictures all over the room. Some of his son, some of his old buddies back in his time in the police, even the old school photo. He's even got a big picture of the Leeds United football team. He's got a big, very big, far too big for his dog bed in the corner, and he's even got a little mini fridge next to his thing, and you can see through the glass, contains bass.
Oh. You can't even drink decent beer.
Sandy bass, don't worry.
It's all I can get in this part of the world.
Nice bottle of Theakston's.
Be lucky if you could find that. On this side of the pond, all you get is, well, I'm not going to say it in front of ladies.
Thanks.
Just so do ladies.
Oh, Bernard, do you have access to the internet? The Wi-Fi? Maybe I could look up
Internet?
these.
Aye.
Maybe
Hang
we
on.
could look up these. My voice has gone funny. Hold on. Maybe we could look up these symbols.
I swear I've got a tablet around here somewhere. Rummaging under newspapers and football magazines and things. And here you go.
Oh, thank you, dear. It's just hanging out look like I've still got it. She just starts tapping on the laptop. She takes a picture of the things and scans them onto the tablet. It's like looking on Google for the symbols.
Sorcery.
Okay. Yeah, I think this is going to be a night move. So
All I do is night moves.
Yeah. Can you give me make a sensitivity roll?
Oh God. Okay.
Yeah. And what are you afraid will happen if you fail or lose your nerve?
Oh God, am I using a tablet?
He electrocutes himself.
What could happen? Yeah, I don't know what could happen. It's just I don't want to let the team down, so it'll be. I think I'd be worried if I can't find these on the internet. I don't know how we're going to find them. That'd be my thing. So it's like, yeah.
What it will actually be, it'll be your character obviously doesn't know this, but the player does. These are occult symbols that you're scanning in and searching. So something occult
Will come up.
Yeah.
If I get it, okay. And my sensitivity is -1. I can't think of anything I could use to get it up.
I mean, there are tools like the crowns, etc.
So if I fail, I can do a Crown of the Queen again, or does it have to be
Yeah.
Crown of the Void?
Well, you could use either.
Okay. So I got a 3, so that's 2 with -1. And a 6, so that's 8.
Okay, 8's a success, no problem. So you do some searching. You scan these or photograph these symbols. It takes you a little while, so it's going to take you a good few hours. You're getting towards 10, 11 o'clock at night before you get any real hits. It's taking you a good amount of effort to get anything. But what you do find, there are references to Persephone. There are references to a child of Persephone, and there are references to summoning. But that's all you're getting.
Oh, Persephone. Was she the Greek woman who was taken to Hades? And something of a pomegranate, wasn't it?
So whilst Ernest is doing this, what are the rest of you doing?
Well, we're in Bernard's house, right? So I don't think I'm like. I'll go and I'll be making us a cup of tea in the kitchen.
I was going to say I was going to go put the kettle on.
Yeah,
Seems only right to offer people a hot drink.
Sure, I'll help you make the tea.
And I'll find a pack of biscuits.
Oh, fabulous! I've got cookies if you want some.
Ooh. All made ones, better than out of packet. Go on then, you can twist me out.
Okay.
Rosemary?
I'm just having a nosy round, looking at his photographs and trying to suss out what kind of person Bernard really is.
Okay. I think as most men, I can probably quite easily say that he's pretty much an open book. You know, whippets, beer, footy. You know, would that be out of okay?
Yeah, that's pretty much spot on.
I think most blokes are fairly.
I'm kind of looking at his shrine to this Leeds United with a critical expression because I have no clue about them. Apart from that, they're obviously some kind of a soccer team.
Yeah, and I'm pretty confident that Rosemary is also trying to figure out the bits that aren't the obvious stuff, not realizing that with a bloke, it's the obvious stuff.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of frills with blokes. We are fairly straightforward. No problem. So you can spend a couple of hours drinking tea. Are these your medicinal cookies that you're breaking out, Violet, or are they actual, just normal cookies?
Who can tell? I just have a big Tupperware box and they're all in the same box.
Yeah.
So it could be. I've lost track of which is which.
You have to roll.
Yeah.
He's not.
Yeah, it probably after a little while of eating them, you start getting really peckish and more. They're quite moreish.
Yeah, more cookies. Yeah.
So by the time Ernestine's figured out what she found, you got a case of the munchies.
Oh yeah. Bernard, do you have anything to eat? It's not cookies.
I got some crisps.
Fabulous.
What?
Oh, it's crisps.
What do you mean? What's a crisp?
Oh, speak proper English, love. I'll pull out a bag of crisps.
You got chips? Have you got any dip? I would die for some salsa.
Might have some salsa in fridge. Hang on. Rummaging around. Here you go.
No problem. So you do that. Ernestine's managed to find that. I think probably at this point we fade to the next morning.
We're still at Bernard's on couches.
Just like all slumped on the sofa with blankets.
I'm still on the laptop. On the
Yeah.
I was about to
Oh,
ask,
nice.
have people gone home, or are you staying in Bernard's? But it sounds like everyone's at Bernard's. It's a
Yeah.
sleepover.
Oh, we've got blankets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No problem. Okay, so you either awaken or finish what you're doing.
I'll wake them up when I find out the information.
When I
Yeah.
wake up, I'm going to make
Rosemary,
bacon sandwiches.
Bernard. Yeah.
Fabulous.
Violet, wake up, wake up.
What is it?
I
What you want?
found out some information about these symbols. They're occult symbols. They refer to an ancient Greek goddess called Persephone. I believe she was abducted by her uncle Hades and like forced to marry him and become queen of the underworld.
Oh, yeah, I think I saw that in Disney film.
Oh, no,
Yes,
yeah, that's a cartoon.
Hercules.
Right?
Yes, yes.
Have you been
Exactly,
searching
just
for
like
this
that.
all night?
Well, I didn't know it was. If I knew it was a Disney film, I would have just watched.
Did you find
one.
solitaire? Is that what you've been doing?
But there's also a symbol about the child of Persephone, I believe, and she had two children. She had a nymph called Melanie and a male called Zagreus. But it's a bit disgusting because I believe the daughter was fathered by her own father, so a bit of incest there.
Oh, lovely.
One child from her uncle and one child from her father. You know, typical Greek activities.
Oh, it's too early in the morning for that kind of thing. I'm going to go put kettle on.
Yes, I need a stiff coffee after being up all night.
Oh, I might have
but
some
do you
coffee.
have any
Talking out
coffee
about
making?
Disney film.
Do you have any coffee materials?
I might have coffee in the house. I'm not going to have a coffee maker because,
Yeah,
silly.
instant's fine, my dear.
And I've definitely got bacon. Time to make some bacon sandwiches.
Fabulous.
No problem. So you've spent some time. You've got some clues. What are you doing now? You know that Annalise was talking to Sheriff Dalrymple. You know that he has interviewed a tramp who was in the area, who obviously you didn't see. You've got the numbers for Chelsea and Gordon Hobbs and another individual you don't know who at this stage.
Can we look up? Can we Google the phone number?
You just ring
Can we
it.
just ring it from your house, Bernard?
Well, it might be an idea to Google it first, just in case it's someone dodgy.
You can certainly do that. Yeah.
Okay. Who's got the number?
Yeah, I'll pull out the.
Oh, we
note.
both got it, didn't we? Yeah. I wrote it down, didn't I, on my notepad? I'm
Yeah.
tired. I need my coffee. Yeah, I'll Google the number. Just like.
Okay. We'll call this a day move because it's day. So yeah. So this will be a reason check. And in this particular case, again, you tell me what you think will happen if you fail or lose your nerve, but it doesn't get worse. It's not doesn't get really bad.
I think I'd just be nervous it's someone I know and they're involved in this. Like if
Sure.
especially if I'm friends with all the children. If it's like one of their parents and they might be involved in this weird cult thing, I think that would upset me. That's the only thing I could think of. Looking up a phone number.
Cool.
So did you say it was reason, Richard?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's have a roll. So I got a 5, my reason's 2, so that's 7. And a 6. So that's 13. That's awesome.
Wow.
I googled the crap out of that, dear. What's the number, Richard?
Sorry?
It said, so what did I find out?
Okay, you find that this phone number belongs to a Nick Santini, who is also a journalist for a different publication.
He's well, he might not be from here, but the phone number's is from Brindlewood Bay. Santini. He's a journalist.
But whilst you're doing this, because you rolled a 13, which is 12 plus, you also get a void clue.
Void clue.
Which is not much use to the particular mystery, but it is a lead more into the dark conspiracy. So whilst you're doing this, at first you hear the growling, repetitive noise of some machine. Someone's mowing the lawn or something.
Okay.
But after a little bit of introspection, and while you're doing this googling, it sounds sound either changes, or you process it and you actually realize it's not. It's a sound of chanting coming from somewhere dark and underneath, down, echoing, kind of underground kind of noise. It goes on for about 5 minutes. No, just Ernestine.
So yeah, I think I've like, if you look at Ernestine, she's like zoned out, looking at the iPad, like as I'm listening to weird chanting from coming below me. It still lasts about 5 minutes.
I'll give you a jog to wake you up after 5 minutes. You okay?
Oh, Violet, yes. I must just be very tired. I also can hear chanting. Oh, I need some coffee. Bernard, is the coffee ready?
I'll hand you a mug of coffee
Oh, thank you, dear.
with milk in.
Yeah.
No sugar, don't want the diabetes and all that.
There will be a little pot of sugar cubes somewhere around.
But I know what you yes, you're down, Matt. She just thinks she's hallucinated.
And there's a big plate of bacon sarnies.
Nice.
You do know the way to a woman's heart, don't you, Bernard?
I'll look a bit confused at that and just start scoffing a sandwich.
She piles her face into it. No, I'm joking. Yeah.
So no problem. You can eat sandwiches. You can drink cups of tea and coffee. What you do next?
Well, should we ring these other numbers?
I think at this time of night it will be a little, it could be a little crass.
It's by now. It's probably 6, 7 o'clock ish
in the morning. My God, I'm going back to sleep for a couple more hours. I don't do early mornings.
I think I need to go to bed. I've been up all bloody night and I'm knackered.
Rosemary, you've been on the sofa for at least 5 hours after eating one of those cookies.
Yeah, well, the cookies are great. The cookies are great, but they're kind of wearing off right now, and I feel like I haven't slept for about 1,000,000 years.
We waste our day asleep and burn it.
I'm getting. I know we just had a nap, but I really just want my duvette and my comforter, and I think I'll feel better in a few hours' time, and I should maybe just drop out for the time being and get some Zeds.
So you go back to your house?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I'm just feeling it's been a long night.
Okay. So Rosemary's going back to her home, which isn't massively far. How about Violet and Justine?
Well, maybe we arrange to like meet up again at like a more, communally appropriate time, like 10 or 11. And then I'll do the same. I'll go home, go to bed for a couple of hours, make some more cookies, stockpile the Tupperware, restock.
Yeah, it's been a while since I pulled an all-nighter, and the last one was, he was nice. And I seem to get lost in a reverie for a moment or two.
I think Ernestine would go home, but she'll try to go to sleep, but she won't go to sleep because she'll just keep hearing that chanting in her head. And
Okay, no problem. So time passes. Can I have from you three who are leaving Bernard's, because Bernard, I'm guessing you're going to collapse. And
I mean, I had a good kip during the night. I mean, I've probably fallen asleep in my armchair numerous times. Probably just gonna
we all
turn on the news, have another cup of tea.
No problem. Okay, so I'm going to say, actually, that works better. Actually, so you guys go to your homes. Bernard, you switch the newspaper, the TV on, or the radio, or whatever, and the local station it goes through the normal news. the national stuff that's not really very interesting, a bit of international stuff. But the one thing they do mention in the local things is that a body was found by the statue of the Ghostly Reaver, burnt. The police treating it as suspicious. It's a shock. There have been some interviews with a few people. Nothing has it as yet come, but they did find a golden hoop earring jammed down the victim's throat.
Missed that.
Pull out my pocketbook, make a note. Make sure others know that when they wake up. And then just go back to watching telly.
No problem.
We all meet back at Bernard's?
With my slippers on.
Are they
So did you arrange?
Are they tartan by any chance?
Tweed.
Oh.
So did you arrange to meet at Bernard's, or did you arrange to meet at a local cafe, or?
Where what was the two numbers?
So,
There's the art woman, the tour guide.
Chelsea's like a museum, and yours is a tour guide.
The other guy, yeah. So maybe we arrange to meet like near to one of their places, so we can go talk to one of them.
Yeah.
If there's probably a cafe local, right? Just somewhere handy.
There are a number of cafes. I mean, it's a touristy town type of area, so.
Yeah.
Do we try and talk to the tourist guides first?
Oh.
Where does he work?
Well, he does. He's self-employed, so
yeah. I mean, there's like an office or like.
Just look out for the tour bus, the open top bus that goes around. Jump on.
No, I mean literally, it's just his office is in his home, and he takes people on a walking tour of Brindlewood Bay.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we could go meet that guy.
Yeah, there's got to be like a place, like a spot in Brindlewood where everyone meets him. So I'm guessing we'll know where that is.
Normally, there's a number of local places like the B&B and places like that will have loads of pamphlets which will have numbers of tour guides or local interest areas of interest, that sort of stuff. And I imagine he's got a lot sheaves of these pamphlets in varying places, cafes and.
Well, yeah, we meet at like a very generic cafe in like the middle of town or something, and then if we get one of those pamphlets, we can find out where he's going.
No worries. So several hours later, you meet at this local cafe. It's a fairly standard place. It's got all the normal Brindlewood Bay feel. So there's fisherman vibes coming from the decorations. You've got varying fishing accoutrements around the cafe, which probably makes Bernard and Ernestine a little sad, possibly, because of things that have happened in their life. But it's the theme of the town, and it's the theme of this cafe. And as you walk in, who's first? So one Jan, 2 Roger, 3 Nick, 4 Ash, reroll others. Ash. So Ernestine is first to arrive. And the woman behind the counter says, "Oh, Ernestine, dear. You normal?"
Yes, please, dear. I'll go up to the counter. Are the pamphlets like on the counter?
There's a one of those like the old postcard racks you used to get, full of those kinds of things.
I'll look through there because I want one for the tour guide and like the museum or art collection in the museum. See if there's something about that.
There's a number of
waiting.
There's all manner of stuff. So she pours you your coffee, seems to sort of add a little bit of something from a bottle that she's got behind the counter.
Thank you, dear. I've got a few friends coming, so I'm just going to take this table for 4 here, if that's all right.
Not a problem. Not a problem. Did you hear about Hobbs, the tour guide bloke? He was here the other day. There's a guy who was talking to him. Oh, what was his name? I forget. But I mean, whatever this guy's name was, the 2 of them were talking, and the guy that Hobbs was with, they were really having a loud shouting match. He fired Randall. Randall fired Hobbs. Loud slang argument 2 days ago. I don't know what the hell was going on. Yeah, don't know what was going on or what he'd done. But I mean, I didn't even know he'd hired him.
You said that Randall fired Hobbs. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, seems to be a lot going on in the town lately, doesn't there? I mean, there was a body found by the statue as well. Did you hear about that, dear?
I did. I heard that Sheriff Dalrymple was talking to a homeless man who sometimes beds down in that area.
I haven't heard that, have I? Oh, I did hear that because it Annalise's. Oh yes, dear, I heard that as well. It's there's homeless people in Brindlewood Bay. You would have probably solved a problem like that by now, but
there's a lot more homeless people than there needs to be honest. Bernard, you are next to arrive as this conversation is being had.
Hey, you.
Bernard, normal?
Aye, thanks. Lovely copper.
No problem. She does the thing that really annoys you, but you've never been able to convince her otherwise. And she takes a mug of water, puts a tea bag in it, and then sticks it in the microwave.
Oh my God.
Bernard desperately tries not to have a seizure.
Rosemary's next.
Walk in. I want a soy latte with hazelnut syrup.
No problems. And you hear the beep, beep, beep of the microwave. And she starts on yours and pulls a cup of tea. And starts yeah.
Bernard, what on earth are you drinking?
What clearly passes for tea round here.
And at about this point, Violet turns up.
Perhaps they need to boil the water separately and then put the tea back.
Aye.
Cool, yeah, I'll come in. You still trying to teach them how to make tea properly, Bernard?
Well, you never know. One day they might learn.
Apparently,
Maybe.
they need one of these kettle things. And I have looked on Amazon and I just can't see such a contraption.
Do you mean a teapot, Rosemary? A teapot?
No, a boiling machine. Apparently, a saucepan on the gas doesn't work.
So by the time you get into this point of conversation, your drinks have been put in front of you. She has put the milk in and your normal level of sugar, or provided the sugar to you to add in yourself. But yeah,
just a look of sadness crosses Bernard's face when he sees it.
How is everyone?
Quite a cup of tea.
Apart from Bernard's cup of tea, is everyone feeling well rested now? And
yes,
I have interesting bit on telly.
Yeah.
Turned out he had a gold ring stuffed down his throat.
A hoop earring.
Hoop earring, sorry.
Sorry?
Oh, gold earring.
Why?
Oh, bloody hell am I supposed to know? These young'uns get up to all sorts these days.
Was there a statement of intent by the sheriff by any remote possibility?
Don't be daft. A daft bugger wouldn't know what he's doing. Doesn't know his ass
No,
from
we
elbow.
know he doesn't know what he's doing, but occasionally he actually has some information.
Well, at least this time he told us that it was something down throat.
Yeah, that's true. God knows where he thought that piglet was inserted last time.
Well, while I was waiting for you all, I did these pamphlets about the tour guide and the art. Is it an art museum or is it just like an exhibit of art at a museum?
Chelsea is the curator of the town art, but there is a museum that she quite often is based in, but she covers all of the art throughout.
All that. Okay.
Brindlewood.
Okay. So yes, I found a pamphlet at the museum that Chelsea's based at. I mean, I know she's all over town, but hopefully she'll be there if we want to question her. I mean, also when I arrived, I was told that Randall had a big argument here a couple of days ago, and Randall fired Hobbs.
Okay. I thought Randall was just visiting here to get some kind of a story.
Well,
So how does he know Hobbs?
I don't know. I was just told by a famous tea maker over there.
Right. So we're trusting the Brew Queen with our information now?
Well, she said they had the argument in the cafe right in front of her, so...
I suppose it may have some validity.
Okay, so we can carry on a little while longer, or we can go to the theorizer scene, which is the last bit before we finish. It is now 10:10, so it's up to the players.
I'm good.
Great.
No.
Flagging.
Yeah.
Sorry, was that Roger?
I'm flagging a bit.
Sure, no problem. So what we'll do is we'll go straight to the theorized role. Obviously, normally in a game where you can go on to another session, then we would just play to a certain point, try the theorized role. If nothing happened, then we could move on. Or if you felt you needed to do more investigation. So the theorized bit is the last section of the game. It's a open freewheeling discussion, and I can get involved as well. I can come up with things to try to figure out who done it. So at the moment, you've got as potential suspects Chelsea Skull, who he had the number for, but you're not entirely sure what the details are there. Gordon Hobbs, who was a local tour guide who he apparently fired. Nick Santini, he also had the number of, but you don't know much beyond being a journalist from another publication. You've got the B&B owner, Annalise, who may or may not be involved. And you've heard something about a tramp. Obviously, you've not been able to investigate the tramp at this point. You also have a number of clues. So I'm going to go through the clues that you have, and basically you need to try to come up with who did it and why, and tie in as many of the clues as you can. So you've got a photograph of someone who looks like a young Kobe Randall holding a blade. You've got a discarded candle made from animal fat that was lying near the statue. A crumpled piece of paper with hastily scribbled occult symbols. You've got an empty jerry can that smells like some sort of accelerant. A page torn out of a notepad with a preliminary article suggesting that the stories about the ghostly reaver are false. A sandwich bag full of half-destroyed Polaroids. And a USB stick, which you hadn't actually yet gotten to. We'll ignore the void clues because they're not relevant to this. So, in the way of things like Death in Paradise and other such things, we need to now have a discussion. Who do you think did it, and how do the clues factor in?
I think it was the tour guide that he fired. Because he was disproving that the ghost was real, which would have killed tourism to the town and therefore cost him his job.
But why would he have shoved a gold earring down his throat?
I will say at this point, you don't have to do it in character. This is kind of more the player thing.
Okay.
You can do it in character as well. That's also fine.
Well, the earring suggests a female involvement.
Yes, I was going to say maybe.
Or a pirate.
Or a pirate.
A pirati?
Mm.
Oh.
Could have been one of the props that the tour guide
Bernard,
used on his
yeah.
tour to say this belonged to
Maybe,
the pirate that founded the town.
and maybe
Yeah.
he's trying to make out that the pirate killed him to like
Exactly. Revive
increase
the legend to secure
revive
his
the
job.
legend. Oh, you were so wise, Bernard.
Okay, so
An Englishman.
is everyone on board with it being the tour guide?
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
Good theory as any.
the tour guide probably had the most to lose if
Yeah.
what was being exposed turned out to be true. Then, you know,
And he tried to destroy the evidence by burning it, which is why so much got burnt, including him, using
yeah,
that can of petrol.
I'm not sure how they managed to do the spontaneous combustion without the clothing getting destroyed. But
Well, he might have had access to his room and burnt him first, and then
redressed
Yeah.
him.
Put the clothes on him.
And then
Redressed
stabbed him.
Yeah, yeah,
and then
okay.
Yeah.
stabbed him through the heart to try and make it look like a pirate
Mhm.
sword.
Yeah.
Again,
I
By a
don't
pirate
understand
statue.
these. I don't understand these. Which under the copy piece of paper, these occult symbols. I mean, how is this involved? Or do you just think that's again to make it seem like it was the pirate?
Yeah,
You know,
Aye.
it'd be linked
could be
to a
something to do
Greek
with that.
myth.
it could be trying to lure us into a false sense of direction.
So are you
Big.
discounting that clue, or are you just are
No,
you
it's
saying it's that's related?
He was using it to try and make it look supernatural.
Yeah.
Mm.
Sure,
Yeah.
sure.
And that's why there's the candle with the animal fat as well to make it look satanic, like someone
Yeah.
summoned the reaper,
Yeah.
I suppose.
If it's like an animal fat candle, it could be a bit like what they used to use back in day.
Indeed.
Okay.
Indeed.
So what about the photograph showing some the apparently young Kirby Randall holding a blade? Do you think that's relevant, or is that just?
It was an old photo of the two of them holding a pirate sword when they used to both believe in
The pirate.
the
ghost.
The
pirate.
whole
Reaver.
the
Sure.
myth. The myth.
Sure,
Mm.
sure.
The myth of it.
So we're now left with a page torn out of the notepad suggesting the stories are false, which I think pretty much you're fairly
Yeah,
sure
so
that's.
he
that's
wanted to destroy
Yeah.
that, didn't he? That's,
It
that's
tries
the
to destroy
motive.
that to maintain the myth because Brindlewood Bay is largely built on this mythical on the pirates.
On the
Okay.
tourism, yeah.
And
the tourism, which would cost the if he was to be exposed, it would cost the whole economy.
Well, potentially, but it would certainly cost him his job because no one would want to go on a tour of something that they thought was
Well,
false.
he'd already been
Yeah.
fired, hadn't he?
Well, he's been fired from Kobe
yeah,
Randall,
but he
but
could still be a tour
Yeah.
guide.
yeah,
Yeah.
he's still a tour guide. Yeah.
okay, and that leaves you with the USB stick.
And
Yeah.
Well, none of us got the technology to plug it into, so we don't know what's on it.
Yeah, I think Google is just about our level of technology.
Yeah.
But we need to be able to plug it into something.
I know.
yeah, I mean, if we plug it into my laptop, does it show? Can we see what's on there?
Yeah,
Is it a signed confession?
Yeah.
not a signed confession, but I mean the way the clues work are that this is all the information, and you can tie it in by saying, and the USB stick has.
The USB stick has an angry voice message from
And supported our theory.
him
Yeah.
threatening our chat.
Sure, no problem. That's fine. So you come up with who you think did it and why. So one of you needs to roll 2d6. You're taking 6 off because that's the complication of the case, but you're adding 7 because that's the number of clues that you found. So overall, it's 2d6 add 1.
It's your theory, Bernard.
Yep. Go on, Bernard.
I'm guessing not on any particular stat.
No, it's just straight roll. It's complexity modified by clues.
I rolled a 10, so plus 1, 11.
Nice.
Nothing.
Okay, so yeah, you spend your time. You spend a little bit of time discussing one another. It is the correct solution. So as you're sitting there and you're going through discussing who it might be, into the cafe walks Gordon, the tour guide. goes over, he heads over to the woman behind the counter and with a sheaf of his pamphlets. Got some more pamphlets here for you. Can you put them back up for us? What are you guys
Ernestine
going to
stands
do?
up.
Stop right there, Gordon. Get him, Roger.
And she like
I kind of
tackles into
hobble
the
Get
over,
it,
ground.
Bernard.
walk over to the door and kind
Stay
of
right there.
turn the
Hobble over.
lock.
Yeah.
Okay, no problem. So Bernard's blocking the door. Sounds like Ernestine's going.
Ernestine's trying to
I'll
tackle him to the ground.
I'll tackle him, and I'll
Yeah,
use
roll
my
your hands together,
I'll
yeah.
use my court sievers. Once per mystery, you can take a 12 plus on a single roll related to a wild or daring physical feat. So
Yeah.
try
Okay.
tackle him down. Stop
Amazing.
right there, Gordon.
Okay, and Rosemary, you doing anything, or are you just standing agog?
I'm very agog.
Go on, Ollie. Guard him. And
I'm
there'll be
violent. I want to
snarling
tackle him
whip
to the
it in his
ground.
face.
Yeah, it was okay. We weren't expecting to walk in. Shall I phone the sheriff?
That's a great idea.
No problem.
Great.
So you,
I head to the payphone.
None of us
I mean,
got
the cafe
mobiles.
probably has a phone.
Yeah. Here, take a quarter out of my change bag.
I mean, but you could well even have cell phones yourself. It's
Yeah.
No.
I have a Nokia.
We can, but we can't use
I have a
them.
What's this
Nokia
newfangled
3310.
technology? Yeah, it's
Hang
I
on.
probably have one
What's
at
my
home. but it's dead.
password?
I have a Nokia 3310.
It says something about Face ID.
I put it out because I have the sheriff on speed dial.
Yeah.
okay. No problem. You call the sheriff, and you hear, "Oh God."
It's all right, sheriff. We've tidied up your latest little mess.
Okay.
If you'd like to come down to the Wishing Well coffee shop, we have apprehended the murderer for you.
Okay. What makes you think it's this person? Don't tell me. Don't have all your proof ready. I'll be there shortly. And the line goes dead.
Sheriff Dalrymple's on his way, and he sounds really happy that we have yet again sorted out his mess for him.
Someone needs to do his job.
So
Well, he tries, bless him, but he really can't see beyond the end of the bookmark.
so
Well,
Never was
he's
the
young.
sharpest knife in block.
a short while later, the sheriff and his assistant turn up.
Oh, we got two of them.
Yeah.
It's me and Violet just sat on Randall.
Sat on the guy, yeah.
on
Yeah.
Hobbs, I mean.
Yeah.
And Gordon's going, let me up. Let me get this thing out of my face.
Quietly growling.
Quiet Hobbs as I
Good-
shove
good
sweets
boy,
in his
Ollie.
mouth.
Yeah. Have a cookie, son.
Ollie is licking his face.
So the policeman, the sheriff and his deputy turn up. You explain your clue, what you've discovered, and we will call it there with you having successfully proven what the who did it and why.
Oh.
So congratulations.
Well done, ladies and burners.
Ladies and Bernard. There you go.
Yes, thank you, you honorary gentleman, honorary lady.
Well, we did a right proper job.
Yeah.
And that is Brindlewood Bay in a nutshell. Obviously, normally we'd have a bit longer to play, and it wouldn't matter if you extend over there. And the dark conspiracy side of thing tends to go like 10, 12 episodes, and you start as you go through, you pick up more and more, and it builds. As it stands, you have enough void clues to unlock layer 1 of the dark conspiracy. And that would normally be a what's the word I'm looking for? It's a brain. My brain hurts. A void clue, a void thing. Words are hard. Where is it? So I'm just trying to find the specific page in the book. There's too many pages. Where are we? No, not that. Not that.
What are void clues? The chanting and Nick, what happened to you?
Yeah, it it means we're moving more towards the dark side.
No, I know,
Um,
but what were the clues? Because I
And
heard
they,
the
and they
chance
don't,
So-
and they don't have
or something.
cookies.
So there was this smell of fresh smoke and the sound of
Oh, that's
crackling
it.
flames, but no fire. Okay, so there's a scene that happens at the end of the session where you get your first clue, and this scene I'll read it out to you. You've handed over your prisoner. You carry on your day. As it gets dark and quiet, and you've gone on to wherever it is you would go home, go on to other things that you do of a day or of an evening. The camera kind of moves towards a nearby cliff, sort of up on the far edge of the bay, and it hovers over a bunch of people, hooded, each of them wearing masks, smooth white masks, and standing before a large ornate mirror. And then as the camera moves, you notice that the central figure is the only person not wearing a mask, and they are ritualistically carving out their own eye. And they hold the eye before the mirror and begin chanting. And the reflection in the mirror shows the eye coming to life, its nerve stem flicking back and forth like an animal's tail, and then shift to end credits.
We do live in a lovely town, don't we?
So thank you very much. Hope you guys enjoyed.
No, thank
Yeah,
you.
awesome.
That was
That's
fun.
fun.
And hope anyone who watches enjoys as well.
Cool.
Perhaps at some later point we can revisit this and possibly revisit Imperium Maledictum. But in the meantime, thanks very much. And before we go, I'd just like to say thank you to our producer, Millie, who's done a bang-up job.
Yep.
So
Yeah, cheers, Millie.
take care, guys.
Thanks,
Thank
Millie.
you.
Take care.
Thanks, Millie.
And we will see you all hopefully at another time. Bye-bye.
Cool.
Good night.